Zella Jackson Price's heartwarming reunion with her long-lost daughter, Diane, has triggered a media frenzy in St. Louis.
For an emotional reunion.
Meeting for the first time.
And beyond.
So sad and happy at the same
I cried
time.
with happiness.
Together after 50 years.
So glad your family is whole again.
But that story began 2,000 miles away from the River City. Past the Rocky Mountains on the far side of the country in Springfield, Oregon. A lush lumber town, home to Diane Gilmore and her children, including twin daughters Malika and Mahiska. The 22-year-olds wanted to give their mom a memorable surprise, finding the birth mother she never knew.
She had her kids, but she didn't have her mom. This is something that was missing in her life.
What was the plan?
This year, my mom turns 50, and we want to do something for her birthday.
So her girls set out to find their grandmother. But who was she and where? Over the years, they'd heard their mom mention a name, Zella Mae Jackson, a clue big enough for the twins to begin some online detective work.
We looked her up on Google. It kept popping up, Zella Jackson Price, and like the music that she does. Yeah. I was like, maybe she's a singer.
A singer with a following on YouTube. Her Facebook page revealing a familiar gleam in her eye.
Did you see any resemblance?
Yeah. My twin sister looks like my grandma. And then I see my grandma, her eyes. I said, that's my mom's eyes.
A striking resemblance. Who could mistake it? So they decide to send Zella this message.
Hello, my name is Mahiska Jackson. I believe that you're my grandmother and you're my mom's mom.
What'd you say, baby? And she said, my mother was born November the 25th, 1965 in St. Louis, Missouri, at Homer Phillips Hospital. Did that ring a bell?
It sure did. Zella agrees to a DNA test, and guess what? It's a match.
And it came out 99.997. That's my baby.
Come on, come on.
Diane's children then secretly choreograph a virtual meeting with Zella, determined to surprise their mom, right down to the blindfold.
Don't look, Mom.
Their mom is deaf, so they slowly reveal the unbelievable news.
We found your mom, our grandma.
She's alive.
Yeah, Mom.
She's alive.
Mom, she's in tears.
On a laptop back in St. Louis, Zella's anxiously waiting to see her daughter for the very first time in nearly 50 years.
It's your mother.
That's your mom. Mommy. Oh, my God.
She said, Mommy! Oh my God, I started howling. Both houses was just screaming from Oregon to St. Louis.
I love you.
So much love.
I love you.
Even after so many years. But how Zella and her daughter were separated all this time is a mystery that captivates the city.
You've given me a true love.
St. Louis, Missouri, November 25th, 1965, with the Supremes blaring on the radio.
Whenever you're near, I hear a symphony.
Steelworkers have just finished the sparkling new Gateway Arch. And a few miles away at Homer G. Phillips Hospital, 26-year-old Zella Jackson says she's being rushed down these hallways. Only 6 months pregnant, but her baby's about to be born.
They said, oh, Mother, you're so early. What happened? They said she's lost a lot of water, and they put me in a room to the side.
Unbelievably, Zella says she's left alone, and strangely, no doctors or nurses are in sight.
When she was born, I was by myself. Nobody was with me. No one. And she was crying, little faint cry. And I kept hollering, nurse, nurse.
So you were basically delivering her yourself?
Oh, yeah. I was alarmed that she had come out.
When hospital staff finally arrives, it's a nurse, not a doctor, who Zella says takes her newborn baby girl and vanishes.
But the nurse took her away and you never had a chance to hold her?
I didn't have a chance.
How did you come to name her? Because you barely saw her.
They asked me, did you want to name her? I said, yes, her name is Diane.
Hours later, Zella says, the nurse returns, arms empty, but carrying devastating news.
They came and told me, your baby passed.
Do you ask to see the baby? Do you
No,
ask him for it?
no. It's something about that time of life. When doctors and nurses make statements like that, you receive it and you believe it.
Believed it perhaps because it had happened before to this young married mom of two. Just 5 years earlier, Zella had lost a baby boy, Michael, so she comes to terms with yet another tragic loss.
Maybe something was wrong and nature said this baby's not prepared for life, so I'll take her back.
Did they ask you if you wanted to bury it or?
Not this one. I accepted early birth that went wrong.
Zella says she went home with heartbreak and without a death certificate, but the loss never shakes her faith. The young mom manages to move on.
I know someone who has everything.
Her dynamic gospel voice captivating congregations across St. Louis.
Just to know that I'm his child.
Her performance in the documentary Say Amen Somebody catapults Zella into the national spotlight with her rendition of I'm His Child.
And I am happy just to know that I'm his child.
As Zella's musical career grows, so does her family. She has 5 children in all. And now, 50 years later, daughter Diane miraculously makes 6.
In a way, it was like your baby came back from the dead.
Yes, it's amazing. You look so cute. That's why I stare at her a lot, but I'm looking at myself.
You missed all of this.
I missed all of this, but I can see love that was given to her. I just wish it was me.
But that initial awe and joy soon give way to anger.
I enjoyed my babies, I really did. And somebody else robbed me of that.
At what point did you try to figure out what went wrong? How did this happen?
My children, they said, Mom, what you gonna do? I said, I gotta get to the bottom of this. Why was I told that she had passed? I want answers.
So she hires Al Watkins, a renowned and brash St. Louis attorney.
The angst that has been caused by her realization that for 50 years she could not raise her baby, have successes and failures with her baby. You can't help to literally have your heart melt.
Was there a suspicion that maybe this was some kind of a strange mix-up?
The credibility with which Zella Jackson Price presented couldn't be denied. It became really clear to me that something was significantly amiss.